everybody, this is Ogre Boy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 2016 movie Doctor Strange. The movie is directed by Scott Derrickson and written by Jon Spaihts, Scott Derrickson, and C. Robert Cargan. And this movie introduces us to Benedict Cumberbatch as Dr. Stephen Strange, who, after being in a bad accident, is unable to use his hands anymore. He's a neurosurgeon and everything. He's considered one of the best, I think. And after this car accident, it messes his hands up where he's not able to use them anymore, and he ends up going and starts learning the powers of the mystic arts being taught by the Ancient One and Carl Mordo, pretty much as the movie goes on, it just shows his training and stuff, and then towards the end of it, he has to stop Dormammu, who is like this really dark mystical force that could destroy the world and everything. But this isn't one of my most favorite MCU movies. In fact, I actually think it's my second least favorite after The Incredible Hulk. I've only seen it one other time, and it was when I saw it in the theater. And on the rewatch, I didn't really like it much more than I did when I saw it in the theater. I don't think it's absolutely terrible. There are a lot of things I like about it, and there's a lot of things I don't like about it too, though. The cast is pretty well done. I think they did a good job casting the characters. Benedict Cumberbatch is perfect for Doctor Strange. He fits the character very well. He also does the voice of Dormammu and uses the motion capture they used for it, which I think Dormammu looks terrible, but Benedict Cumberbatch does an awesome job doing his voice. Chiwetel Ejiofor, I hope I said his name right, plays Carl Mordo, I think it's Mordo. He does a good job playing the character and everything. I know in some of the comics that I've read, I think the character is a villain, and I think they kind of set it up at the end of this movie after the end credits and everything, so I'm hoping that whenever we do get a Doctor Strange sequel, we'll get to see him as a villain. Rachel McAdams plays Christine Palmer, who is I think she used to date Doctor Strange, but she's not in a relationship with him anymore. They're just really good friends. But it's pretty good. She's a pretty good character. She's not in here a lot. I had expected her to be in the movie a lot more than she was, but she's not a huge part in it, but she does do a good job and everything. Benedict Wong plays Wong, one of the people that works with the Ancient One and all of them. He's a pretty good character. He doesn't get a lot to do and everything, but he's likable and everything, and Benedict Wong does a good job playing him and everything. We get to see him briefly in Avengers Infinity War as well. But I think he's a likable character, and I hope we get to see a lot more of him in the sequel. Mads Mikkelsen plays Kaecilius, I think is his name. I can't remember. I think that's how you say his name, Kaecilius. He's kind of a villain. He was trained by the Ancient One and decided to start using the dark mystic arts or whatever. And Uh, he does a decent job. He's kind of forgettable. He's one of those one-note, forgettable Marvel villains that they're known for, but he's all right. I think he does a good enough job playing the character, just kind of forgettable. And Tilda Swinton plays the Ancient One. Now, in the comics and stuff, the Ancient One is a Asian male and everything, which they decided they wanted to make it different, so they decided to make it a white female. They decided to whitewash the role. It didn't really bother me that they changed the gender. That part didn't bother me, but I think I hate that they just decided to cast Tilda Swinton because she's white and it was the easy person to cast, I guess. But I think it should have been someone of Asian descent to play the character. I didn't like that she was cast, and I think, and that's one of the things that I don't care about this movie or care about in this movie the most, is her casting. I think she was really miscast and everything. Like I said, the gender part doesn't bother me. It's just I think they should have had somebody else that wasn't white play the character. But yeah, the story in this is alright. It's kind of a slow burner movie for me. It never really picks up and everything. It's not really one of my most favorites. It's kind of boring throughout the whole thing to me, but it's not a terrible movie either, and it's really good to look at for the most part. It has some really nice visual effects and everything. Some of the scenes where it looks like the city's a kaleidoscope and stuff like that, it looks really cool. And then there are some scenes with really horrendous CGI and everything, but for the most part the visuals are okay and everything. The cinematography by Ben Davis, and this is really good. There's some really good fight scenes and stuff, but I don't think this is one of the best as far as the fight scenes go, but some of the cinematography is some of the best in the MCU and everything. And I think that like I said, the special effects in this are really kind of a mixed bag for me. I like some of it, and some of the CGI, especially on Dormammu and stuff like that, is just absolutely terrible looking. But it's just not one of my most favorites as far as that goes. I don't think the CGI and stuff looks as good as it is in some of the movies. Editing by Wyatt Smith and Sabrina Plisco is good, and everything. I think they did a good job with it and everything. But the score by Michael Giacchino is pretty good. It's kind of forgettable, but I think it was decent. It's not one of my. He's one of those composers that I normally always really like a lot and everything. And there were parts in this where I really liked the score, but especially towards the end, like in the big battle scenes stuff. But I thought the rest of his score was kind of forgettable. I was kind of disappointed in it and everything as far as the score goes. But this isn't really one of my favorite MCU movies. It's actually pretty forgettable because I saw it, and when I saw it in theater, after I saw it in theaters, I actually really totally forgot everything about the movie except for Benedict Cumberbatch and Tilda Swinton. But this isn't one of my most favorites. It never has been, and everything. I do like the character Doctor Strange and everything, and I wouldn't mind seeing a sequel because I'm hoping that maybe a sequel could be a lot better. This is just one of those origin stories. It's really slow and everything, but I think it has potential to have really good sequels. And I'd like to see what they do with Mordo and everything later on in the sequel, because they teased him becoming the villain. Now I'd like to see how they do that and everything. So, but I'd give Doctor Strange a 7 out of 10 It's not absolutely terrible movie, but it's definitely not one of my most favorite MCU movies. It's better than The Incredible Hulk, though, I will say that. But then again, there's not very many movies that aren't, as far as Marvel movies go, outside of MCU included. But yeah, like I said, this is a decent movie. Could be better, could be worse. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of this movie. Did you love it? Did you think it was just alright like I did? Or did you hate it? Everything, let me know in the comments. And what did you think about Tilda Swinton? I mean, her performance wasn't necessarily that bad. It's just I didn't like that they casted her when they could have casted someone of Asian descent to play the character and everything. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think about that, and if there's any movie reviews, top 10 lists, or movie series rankings you'd like me to do, let me know in the comments and I'll get to them as quick as I can. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you and have a good day.